Well, everybody, we're going to join our repair already underway here at the Iron Oak Sawmill. We've removed the battery cover, disconnected the negative battery cable, removed the cover for the feed motor, removed the drive belt, and now we're removing the mounting bolts. It's kind of a tight squeeze in for some of these here, but let's join the video and hopefully we can get this thing repaired and back underway.
Pull some of the weight off of that bracket. All right, before we do that, let's take the other one out. There we go. Whole thing's gonna come toppling out of here soon. Get up in there to get a hold of that one too. There we go. It's pretty much hanging off of this wire. Okay. Black is on the, not black is on the top. Green is on the top, blue is on the bottom, folks. So in case I forget, somebody remind me. Green on the top, blue on the bottom. Okay, I heard that one fall. Really? The wire's stuck on there. There. Oh. Yeah. Actually, I don't need to take this off of here. I could just leave it like that. I don't want to. At this point, to make this a little more manageable, I can pull the motor out. What I might do is just pull the motor out and put the bolts back in this, just rehang it. Just so we can move the mill around. I can't leave the mill where it's at. It's a rainy day, but we're in our carport because we want to get this out and be ready for when the new one shows up. So, what we're working on is, remember the 3 bolts you use to loosen and adjust the drive belt for this. 7/16. One's in behind this pulley. Right there. That's what I'm working on. Got to get that off. And I don't want to pull that. I don't want to take this pulley off. Don't really have to. And it's just a little bit of wrenching work. But like I said, ratcheting wrench set would be great. That's a little more stable. Yep. Gotta get the pulley off. Allen wrenches. All right. Allen key set. I believe it was a 3/16. Yep. There we go. All right. Awesome. I'll take these set screws out and get them cleaned out. They're getting pretty tight. And there you have it. I don't know if anything's serviceable in here or not. Wow. I don't even know how that was moved. Well, it just says current applications motor. Manufactured for Wood Mizer, Indianapolis, Indiana. There it is, folks. That's what your feed motor looks like in the LT35. Well, that's it for the removal. I'm going to remount this. Just snug the bolts down. just to hang it back in place so we can move the mill. And I think if we're going to move the mill head back down, we have to reconnect the battery. So what I'm going to do is tape these off and make sure they don't start touching things they're not supposed to touch. All right. Let's go ahead and put all the bolts back in it. Did I lose a washer? Yes, I did lose a washer off of that one, didn't I? Let's look around for that. Have to get this done because I'm going to go look at a couple of oak trees and some ash trees. All right, just very quickly, just want to keep this covered. Just something to keep it from making any contact anywhere, because we do have to reconnect the battery in order to bring the mill head back down. I'm not going to drive this around with the mill head up. Not a good idea. I'm going to have to devise a better way for getting this thing back in here, because this was not easy to get out with the motor on it. Not much easier to hang on to when you put it back in here. Well, that's not bad. Rest it right on the bolt heads here. Got our 2 bolts in back here, and I was putting one in here and dropped the nut. So let's look for the nut. There it is. This one has the nut or the bolt, the washer. Bolt goes through the hole. Washer on the other side. Another nylock or nut. It's good enough. Not going anywhere. I don't care about the chain tension, anything like that right now. We'll take care of that when we put the new motor back in it. Yeah, there was just no way of getting that out. If you can see these in here, let's see if I can get you in here. In the back here, these two look like, hey, let's take those out. They might be a little easier to get to. They're slotted. Slotted things mean adjustment. I don't want to have to play with the adjustments on this. So that stays there. I'll take this one out. Take the 2 out. Down here, 1 there, 1 below it. Take those out. And then swing the motor down. Pull the wires off the motor. That was a tough part because they were in behind the motor. They were tough to get at before you drop this down. But it would be a good idea to have something underneath it here to hold it, like I did not have in the beginning. But, hey, found my mission washer. Cool. But, hey, first time digging into here. You live and learn. Well, I usually say that'll wrap it up here at the Iron Oak Sawmill, but this isn't wrapped up until this is completed and this machine is up and running. But for now, we're going to shut down until we get a motor in, hopefully mid next week. It's Sunday now. Call on Monday. Hopefully get it here Wednesday, Thursday. Let's see what happens. But for now, no more sawmilling. Let's get this packed back up, get the cover back over it, and move it out of the carport here. We're going to go take a look at some oak trees and some ash trees. Supposed to be some nice, tall, clear oak logs coming out of this job, but let's go see. Check it out. Well, it's always a good day when you get a box with Wood Mizer tape on it. Let's take a look. I mean, heck, I already know what it is, but got to do an unboxing. And we're packing. And, yeah, there we go. 006747. There we go. That's our feed motor. I'll let you know this, folks. In less than 24 hours, I believe it was less than 24 hours, from the time I called them till the time I got it. Yep. Marty out at PA Wood Mizer, Marty Parsons, and Doug, sorry Doug, I don't know your last name, out at Indy, the main office, worked together and got me this motor. So another testament to the Wood Mizer customer service, folks. All right, back to what we did before. Now, you see this is all covered up now. I had to put everything back together to store the mill away until we got the motor, which wasn't that long. So none of these bolts are tightened down. Oh, wait a minute. There's one thing we do have to do yet. You don't have to worry about it just yet. Is Got to disconnect our battery. Had to reconnect the battery in order to move the mill head up and down. So here we go. But I taped the ends over just to keep them from contacting any metal. Let's put them up there out of the way. Remember correctly, positive goes towards the top. You can see the back side of the motor here. Positive there on the top, negative on the bottom. Let's get this mounted up in there if I can. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, all my other hardware is still on the old motor. All right. Got the hardware from the other one. And it's just 3 mounting / tensioning holes. Same company, same motor. It's not painted though, it's zinc plated. Maybe that's to help with corrosion. That's right. Let that go out. You got to get this one in behind this pulley first. I'm not pulling the pulley off, guys. I don't take apart any more than I have to. And it's not making my job all that much harder to do it this way, so at least not yet. I get my big old fingers out of the way. Lock washer. There we go. Hope I can get my torque wrench in there. It's a 7/16 again. Just a little bit higher. Should be able to hold that up in place. I'll get a bolt in there. It's a little awkward on this side, especially that top bolt, because it's up behind the battery box. This bottom one, should be able to get that with the impact. There we go. Okay, you'll notice the motor's back out again. Yay! Problem is, I had the wires coming out and going down over top the motor and down and behind it. That leaves the wires laying right up in here in this opening. Pieces of bark, everything else to jam right through here, catch those wires, do damage. I checked the video where I took this apart and showed the wires coming in from the back side, keeping them down below the motor, keeping it a little more protected. So let's get these loosened up. A little issue with the wires, folks. Let me bring you in here for a close-up. See the wires in there? These 2 connectors. Negatives on the bottom, positives up here. The wires have to go off that direction to the right. If they come off straight off the top of the motor, yeah, that looks cool and it looks like it's good, but problem is it's up here above the motor and up into this spot here, which is right next to the saw head, which is all kinds of debris falling in there, pieces of bark, things like that get jammed in there, catch the wire, problem. Putting them down below there and alongside the motor over here keeps them protected. So let's go ahead and finish mounting this up. I'm putting the 2 bolts in over here. There's way back in here. There's 2 bolts in the bracket here. I left this one in, made it really easy. The whole bracket wasn't flopping down on the ground. So yes, I gave in. I pulled the pulley off, guys. Just messing around with getting this motor off and on to get those wires aligned. That one was a pain. So you win. I took the pulley off. All right. Box. Oops. Impact out here. go. One more here. All right. You have a working motor.
What I failed to notice when I was testing the motor there is that it is actually running backwards.
That's on, that's on. Both those are on. That's exactly where it was before. All right, reuse the pulley. It says 2 set screws. One goes on the flat and one does not. All right, just adjusting the belt. You got these 3 loose. I'm gonna put some tension on that. And let's get set up here. Tighten them down. Don't need that. Again, 7/16 socket will do the job. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I saw a washer laying down there. I thought I missed a washer on one of these, but turns out it's for the battery box. All right, let's put some tension back on our chain. Now it's right where I had it before because the nut on the back side is still in the same spot it was. So, all right. Well, let's see how well this runs. All right.
It's at this point I realize that I've put the motor or put the wires backwards on the motor, and I'm going to have to take apart a lot of the work I've just done.
Wires are backwards on the motor. Pull the handle back to go backwards, it goes forward full speed. Apparently I've reversed the polarity on the motor. The schematic says the green is the positive. It says it right on the schematic. All right, got the wires switched around. All tools are clear, batteries hooked back up. There we go. All right. Just like it did before. Very smooth. All right. I'm going to mention that to him. See if I'm mistaken with the schematics. Nope. All right. Halfway along the length here, there's a drive chain right here. From the top of the top rail to the drive chain, 7 to 8 inches at its lowest point. And looking at it, its lowest point is probably about right here at the front spring mount. 8 inches. So, I think we're good. All right, so the best way to describe what happened with the motor is this. I don't have the rest of the motor, it's gone. It's been recycled. We don't throw it out, we recycle it. You pull the motor, you have the motor housing. Inside that housing are these 2 magnets. They are bonded to the inside of the housing. Just like you see here, the armature of the motor, which has also been recycled, spins inside of here. Got to watch, these things are pretty powerful. But anyway, what happened was the bond between the magnets and the housing came loose. These did exactly what you just saw. They closed up on the armature. The armature was still moving inside of these, but dragging. And these magnets were slopping back and forth inside of the housing. So no good. No bueno, as they say. So I had all set. I had cleaned the housing and cleaned everything else up and the magnets and got them all ready to rebond, and then found out, don't waste your time. The bond is going to break again and you're going to have another motor failure. So that's what happened. So if you experience that same thing where you hear that clacking back and forth, you know you run into the same problem, give them a call at Wood Mizer. You'll have yourself a motor in a couple of days. Well, everybody, that'll wrap it up here at the Iron Oak Sawmill. Repair of the LT35 feed motor is complete. We're back up and ready to start milling. Gotta love that. Hey, Marty Parsons out at PA Wood Mizer, thank you very much. You got that motor to me in less than 24 hours, I believe, from the time we spoke. I even bothered you on the weekend. Apologize for that, but thank you for going above and beyond to get that motor out to me as quickly as you did. Doug out at Indy Wood Mizer, thank you for following up on my phone call with you. I doubled up in my efforts to get that motor here. I called Indy Wood Mizer and I called PA Wood Mizer to get us a motor. And hey, they came through. Excellent customer service as always with the Wood Mizer crew. So if you're thinking about buying a mill, that could be your determining factor. Go with the Wood Mizer. Can't go wrong. What's coming up next? So we got, hey, milling, of course. We've got Big Oak coming. Big Oak coming. Big Black Walnut coming. Just got to get them hauled here. Going to be working on the Ford again to get that ready to haul the logs. We're going to be redecking the trailer as well. We got all the decking cut for that. So plenty coming up to tune in for, and we really hope that you do. Hey, again, thanks everybody for all of your support here at the channel. Deb and I are having a blast. Really appreciate all the comments and the compliments especially. Deb's loving them, that's for sure. And hopefully we'll get to see her on the mill again soon. That's about it. Okay? Hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button while you're here. And hey, it costs nothing. I had some people contact me, thought it would cost something to hit the subscribe button. It doesn't. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, pick all, that you'll hear about all of our videos coming out here on YouTube. And there it is. That's all you got to do. Click, click, and you're done. And you'll get to know when we put up a video here on YouTube. So I really appreciate that. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. We'll see you at our next time.